So I started going to the library and reading because I'm trying to begin my career in cybersecurity. Yeah, man. Since Charlie Kirk died, I don't know. I'm just trying to see where I can fit into this whole cog of God's kingdom, you know? And that was one of the things that I thought was like, how old do you think the people are that are influencing technology and influencing the government? Because that big balls guy is not much older than you or younger than you, you know? So it's like...
What are you talking
about? The dude who like is the technician with the Doge department with Elon when he was working for our government. He had like a handful of young dudes that I assume are about your age. And that's why I'm like, what if somebody had a private company and had guys like that, is what I'm saying. A bunch of minions like that, the way Elon has. What'd you say?
Sounds like a bunch of binguses.
Bunch
of dudes that chose the minion folk today instead of the Bob.
He's definitely...
And that's what we're going to get into. It's all about, you know, what do you choose folk today? You know, you choosing the minion or the Bob? You know?
Because everybody got choices, you know?
You wake up every morning.
And everybody got choices.
Yeah.
And I started because, I don't think we talked about this in the last episode, because I don't think it had happened yet, but since Charlie Kirk had died, that's really changed how I look at things and how I operate day to day. It was that big of a deal to me, I feel like.
Definitely made me re-look into the Kennedy assassination, that's for sure.
Made me look at that and 9/11.
And watch the Zapruder film. And,
it's interesting there's only just that one film.
Pause on certain frames and notice certain things, and then make certain connections as one does.
So here's the thing about the Zapruder film, right? And the Kennedy assassination and Dallas and all of that, right? Is people are talking about people in the grassy knoll. And that people in the grassy knoll sounds like that fat white guy who was the decoy after Charlie got shot. That sounds like the same thing, right? Doesn't that...
Just another goy in the wrong place at the wrong time, you know?
I've seen that guy that same day he died, or like a day or two after. I saw a video of that older, heavyset gentleman who was a decoy, I guess. I saw him in 9/11 propaganda videos. Did you see this?
I heard something about that. He had made appearances.
The crisis actor. That's called a crisis actor. This is what Alex Jones...
You gotta be careful with...
No, the conversation we're having, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just doing a comedy podcast.
It's all speculation.
This conversation we're having is called Agent Provocateurs.
All right, you're watching Talking Sweet with Pat and Pete. This is our first episode, right?
Yeah, this is our first solid episode. Yeah,
we're gonna be getting into this. There's a reason why you're watching this on the platform that you're watching it, I don't know about you, but I don't really subscribe to any specific beliefs. I'm a guy, and I just like to tell jokes, and when things are I don't know, a little bit weird, I like to look at why they're weird and kind of dig a little bit deeper. That's the type of person I am.
I definitely developed in the last 3.5 years of doing comedy, a studying habit of how I want to study different comedians and watching different specials. What are some specials you dig this year so far?
You really got me there, Pete. I know Joe DeRosa's special.
DeRosa, okay, yeah, I've been needing to watch that. I haven't seen his yet. I saw the beginning of it, the very beginning of it, yeah.
It seems like since he's put that out, he's had a new breath of confidence, and that's go to see. He's doing his thing right now, and it's yeah.
Yeah, I really like our boy Fuzzy. Fuzzy did 4x4x4, I think is what it's called. Something like that is what the special is called. It's really good. I like that one. He did different sets, different like minute sets at different places in it. Jimmy Dore has a very good set so far at about Fat Man. I watched that.
That David Lucas guy, he's really something. I forgot to mention.
I saw that. Saw his.
He made a special this year, right?
I think that was this year, yeah.
Phenomenal. I'd say he's actually one of the best out there. It's
that was one that was at the little room.
Wouldn't you agree? He's one of the best comics.
He's kind of actually, yeah. I think after doing more research and looking at his Wikipedia page, I definitely thought he doesn't really. He's not your average cookie cutter comedian.
He almost rivals Matt Rife, one of the other greats.
He's up there. He's definitely up there. And the only other special I think I could think of right now that I like is The Invasion. I just watched it today. The Invasion by Ben Bankus. Very good. Very well done. That's probably my favorite this year so far.
Probably getting a lot of background noise. But yeah, you're watching Talking Sweet with Pat and Pete.
Hell yeah. It's all good.
We're in the pool room, playing pool.
Yeah, we're just at a pool, yeah.
Being cool. So
hanging out, yeah. In the lobby.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a good idea to talk about the things that we like to talk about, but I mean.
Well, you can't silence your talking.
I'm no coward. I like to say what I like to say, which is what's on my mind. But maybe we should be creative in our terminology. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, there is a certain vernacular.
There's this guy. I don't know if you guys have seen in the news, but he's just bought YouTube and TikTok. Kind of concerning.
Digital lines are being drawn in the sand, if you know what I'm saying, among comedy right now.
What rhymes with Palantir?
Schmalantir.
We love Palantir, for the record. It's definitely not a bad thing. It's definitely not going to be the downfall of democracy as we know it.
Palantir, Schmalantir.
Palantir is doing fantastic things. Jeez. Peter Thiel is right. He definitely isn't the Antichrist.
Yeah, so we're living through billionaires doing lectures on being the Antichrist or ushering in the Antichrist with their companies. Right. That's happening right now. There's like 3 of them through 3 weeks. I think we're living through that right now.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a certain tweet from a certain guy after a certain recent event. Saying, just to put the record straight, I definitely wasn't involved in this. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
You're walking down the street. Your wallet's missing. And then you turn around and some guy goes, "Hey man, it wasn't me. I didn't take your wallet." Before you even
before you even ask a question, it's like
no, he definitely didn't take your wallet. If he took your wallet, that would be that
would definitely break the rules for you to ask someone blatantly, "Why did you steal my wallet?" If they just got done stealing, your wallet and denying it before you could even ask them.
Basically, what we're saying is no. if
Palantir, schmalantir.
if you're not putting the piece together, if you don't know by now, I don't know if you ever will. It's
This is not your cup of tea if you don't get this humor at all.
It's like that quote from Elf. If he doesn't know he's a human by now, I don't know if he ever will. It's like if you don't know what's going on by now, I don't know if you ever will, because they're kind of doing it right in your face.
So the digital lines being drawn in the sand
obvious.
isn't just Palantir. It isn't just nations, okay? It isn't just like, the people that control words and control ideas and control comedians. It might be the people that aren't even who you think, you know what I mean? You might see a whole, like life is theater.
No, Pete,
you might see a whole poster of people.
Pete, if it's for national security, it's fine.
Look, so the
regardless of your suspicions, you have to set those aside, because national security is above everything else.
And that's the thing, yeah. You can't just rub two words together and say because national security, and that's a new amendment all of a sudden.
Even though I'm not saying anything, but even though it's a very broad term, regardless of that, that's What book do you have there?
So this I have here is The Art of Intrusion by Kevin Minnick and another guy. I forgot the other guy's name. It's two authors that are doing it. It's about 12, I think, interviews, and it's just a whole bunch of different hackers getting away with different hacking things. Like, read off the table of contents. It should be somewhere like in there. The first one I'm reading has to do with robbing Las Vegas casinos for $1 million. That's like the first chapter, right? And it's two dudes that were software background engineer people, software people, and these software dudes that worked with, let's say it's Salesforce, something like that. This company had in Vegas, they do a lot of conventions. They were in town for the conventions. They were just hanging out, bullshitting with their wives and girlfriends, right? It's two guys, or really it was four guys, but the two guys are closest that were doing this. And so this team of four dudes pretty much had one girlfriend or one wife was like, hey, you guys do programming. How do you guys help us with the odds of winning against this, they were playing the slots. To win against the slots. How can we increase our chances? And they both looked at each other like, yeah, we are software engineers. Why don't we know that? How does that work with these? And then they went home. It was so much so that they were talking about it, so much so that they went home. And then after they went home, like, these guys got money, they're software engineers, so they went to DC.
So they're just like, wait a minute. Like,
yeah, and that turned into millions of dollars.
I'm just curious, how could you hack a slot machine?
I'm getting to that. it's like they go, I'm like almost done with this chapter, the first chapter.
And they probably ended up working for the casinos.
No, they considered that, and no, because of the slots, that means they didn't need to. And they knew that anything having to do with a dealer, they would have. That's called social engineering, what you just said. That's the word you were looking for.
They didn't get caught?
No, the chapter is called Robbing Casinos in Las Vegas for Millions of Dollars. This is all anonymous, and they changed the names of the companies and names of people, and yes, look at you. That's what I'm telling you. This is what we need to be investing in.
For the record, I don't think that this is cool.
Yeah, I'm just a kook. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Stealing is always wrong, even if it's from mega corporation.
So towards the end of this chapter, pretty much, long story short, they come back to Vegas, but in between Vegas, they go to DC, and they go to DC, guess what the hell for? The patent office. There's only one in this whole land library that exists of every American invention, and it's in DC. So they go to it and they just do what I do, reading that book at the library, study what I do, what you and me do with comedy, study.
And they just reverse engineer.
Yes, and they figured out, well, yes, not only did they reverse engineer it, they didn't even need to get to that. He found one, and this is the quote that he put in the book, in the interview he gave him, the quote that it said pretty much, he's going through different books and different patents for different slot machines, and he goes, yeah, I just figured somebody would put the whole code in the patent.
And they did?
Yes! A Japanese one. These Japanese guys didn't even do anything. They just the people that produced this particular.
So they didn't even really need to hack it.
They bought one. They bought a gray market Japanese model that they targeted. This is like early '90s, so who knows what's going on now?
So this is just people putting pieces together that were
Reverse engineering,
public knowledge.
So
no hacking involved.
It's really, yeah, but that's the nature of hacking. It's just putting a lot of different things together and manipulating it. That's magic at this point. That's a magician's trick. I mean, anybody can learn that. And that's what I was realizing halfway through this chapter. And I'm just like...
Have you heard about... there's a virus called Pegasus that...
yes, that's Edward Snowden's software that guy he whistle blew about.
They just improved it, I think, and you don't even need to open up a text anymore. They can just, by knowing your number, they can just... Yeah.
There's too much. Every app you download is hacking your hardware.
They need to know everything because of national security. Guilty until proven innocent.
Rub those two words together. That's all you got to do, and then you can go kill people if you want. National and security. And then that's your whole defense. You just get a defense lawyer and just make sure he says that over and over again.
Yeah, and then find autistic kids and fucking spin them up and make them do crazy things so that you can end up taking more and more liberties away. Okay, maybe it should be a Patreon episode.
National security. Okay, so anyway, we're just talking about national security. They don't care.
These are all jokes. No views in this podcast express the views of
anti-American establishments. Yeah, we are very American and we have our free speech. And yeah, of course.
Like, at the end of the day, like, all jokes aside, and you just touched on it, I love this country, and what I love about it most is freedom of speech. And all that I've seen my entire life is incrementally, piece by piece, taking more and more freedom of speech away. Yeah. At the same time, denying that they're doing it.
Between beheadings, hangings, assassinations, it slowly gets to martial law. And I remember talking about that in elementary school, and now it's becoming reality. And I'm just like...
Just point the finger somewhere else and justify whatever you need to do to fuel the system.
But yes, we love this country. And I've even had comics come up to me like, you talk too much about politics. You care too much about politics. And I go, I care too much about America.
Like JFK.
And that's the end of it.
JFK was one of the truest Americans. He stood for what this country was built on, and he was taken down for it. And here's I might be getting too cringy, but I don't care. This is an actual quote by JFK. He said, "There is a plan to enslave every man, woman, and child in this country, and I will do everything that I can to stop it." He said that months before his assassination. Something a little bit weird. I don't know. Zapruder film was out there. Just give it a search.
Do you know about Zapruder? Do you know the credibility that has been poked in even that guy who filmed it? Exactly. There's a whole rabbit hole about him. Yeah,
of course.
Exactly. What is really the question?
What do they call it? Flood the zone. You just disinformation. You see people putting out information. Cool. Surround that information with disinformation. That's called flooding the zone. That's their tactic.
Here's a handful of things I was looking at for what we can talk about.
Handbooks for how they conduct psyops are out there. I would suggest you guys research it so that you can learn how to resist disinformation.
Yeah, I've noticed, I've realized, I texted my best friend today because I sent him something, and yesterday's news is today's misinformation. And I told him, okay, so I have to backtrack on what I've sent you in the past days. And I pretty much texted him and I said, I've come to realize every article I read through my cell phone has to go to an AI. I have to send the link to an AI before that and then be like, is this or that true about this article? And that's not good. Like I hate to say it, but like we need an independent Ministry of Truth. But even then, that's going to be just get corrupted and hacked, you know?
What I've started to do recently, because Google is incredibly compromised, use DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's...
We're not even plugging them. That's the default, de facto Google now. But growing up, it was Google.
Rumble, use encrypted messages. Be careful what you like, comment, and share on social media, because they're collecting data on you and they're making a threat assessment. They're going to start arresting U.S. citizens.
They're doing it in the UK.
Making prison camps.
They're doing it in the UK. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, did you make this meme? Is this you right here?
Check out Project 2025. It's pretty scary. Yeah.
The next thing I think is...
I remember when Trump first got elected, when Trump just got elected this recent time, and everyone was saying, check out Project 2025, and I read it, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like, there's no way. Like, what the hell? Like, he wouldn't do that. A puppet does whatever its puppet master wants him to do.
And that's been the office of the presidency pretty much since 1963. But national security, okay, is why it's been like that. I think the next thing we got is Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, this is a comedy podcast. We're making jokes.
That's why it's so hard. That's why there's not a lot of geopolitics kind of comedians. And that kind of defines both of us. That's why we're such good friends. That's why we can riff this long. That's why we've just gotten started with what we're talking about right now.
Have you seen the spat between Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes recently?
I try not to pay attention to that.
So basically,
specifically just that dichotomy, because I'm like, I don't care.
I don't know. It's
nothing's gonna come from this, and it's not funny to me.
It's interesting to me. So basically, what I deduced from it is, so Candace is very, very late to the game and waking up from let's just call it
Ben Shapiro syndrome.
Yes. She's coming out of a Ben Shapiro syndrome coma, and she's like, "Wait a minute, Nick was right. I'm gonna go and talk to him." But then Nick is like, "No, like you spit in my face, like and now."
Yeah, you don't do that because and what he's saying about the spit in the face, what he's referencing is her going on Tucker's show and then talking shit about Nick, even though they've worked together in the past prior to that.
He's also saying like she's basically making people that are how do you call it? The people that are noticing things, she's making them look bad because she's noticing things, but she's saying, crazy things and making it look schizophrenic from the words of Nick, which I thought was interesting.
Everybody's calling everybody a Fed. It's 10 Spider-Mans pointing at each other and calling everybody Feds.
It very much gives... What's going on right now gives like KGB vibes. What I heard about the KGB, about the Soviet Union, there's a lot of similarities with the control of information, the turning of people on one another. It's all
national security combat. Yeah.
It's just. Why can't you just let people fucking have families and make art? I don't know. That's a pretty cool thing. Worked for a really long time. People really
especially here, yeah.
Like even the people that are setting out to destroy families and art, even they enjoy families and art existing, which is strange.
It's just their way of life isn't exactly ours. And
they'd want to destroy that.
There's always going to be a crown in this country, and everybody's going to try and come for it. And it's like the crown is just how we live every day. The crown is just Patrick's taking that sip right there, and us being able to luxuriously sit here and have freedom.
It was fine when we had greedy people, when the greedy people, still let us own houses,
Gave the greed to the American people a little bit. There's no more of that.
When they allowed us, thank God they did, when they allowed us to have houses. Imagine that. A house, you could own one? Shit.
Even all of the veteran
cool
homies of mine, it's like you either did things perfectly with your credit.
No, and the banks are fucking trying to take everyone's house now.
Yeah, or
it's
you don't have a house, pretty much. You had perfect credit or married someone that had perfect credit, or you just don't have a house wherever you're at. But you're still a veteran, but you still have whatever problems, you know what I mean?
It seems like there's going to be like another 2008 housing crash again, which means that they're just going to end up owning more of the houses, which means they're going to end up owning pretty much all of them, because right now they own almost half. I think it's at 30% of all homes in the U.S. are owned by BlackRock.
Read that. That's the unemployment. Today
Republicans, Democrats, no. How about BlackRock? That's who you should be pissed at. Not each other, fucking BlackRock. BlackRock sucks dick.
Today, we are in the month of October 2025. Go ahead, read the percentages of this year so far of unemployment rates.
But this is satire.
We're making fun of how lazy people are post-pandemic with these numbers. Watch this. From January.
So the U.S. civilian unemployment rate has fluctuated slightly since January 2025, starting at 4% and rising modestly to 4.3% by September 2025. Monthly breakdown based on the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
1/3%.
0.1 every month.
0.1 every month, pretty much. And this month's is going to be out within the next 7 to 10 days, something like that. And if I was a betting man, Patrick, I think we're looking at 4.4.
Just do a fun experiment. Go on Indeed.com and look up jobs in your area. See how many of them are.
Mm-hmm. And then when you're done with that, do a early life check on the CEO of that company.
I mean, what company?
Not the company. Any of those companies.
We're getting off the rails here.
We're seeing a common denominator here, is all we're saying. We're seeing things crumble. But we're seeing a new brand of it. Like, it was like infrastructure-wise, and it was like, with the Biden administration, it was like things you could kind of anticipate.
Some people think that Michelle Obama has a dick. I think that Michelle Obama is kind of thick. It's...
All right.
But...
All right. Well, speaking of transgender heads of state...
What Obama did in Yemen... Yikes.
Speaking of transgender first ladies...
Gaddafi... I don't know if they needed to do him like that. Like, that was a bit dirty.
I learned he was like one of the richest people ever. He fronted money to Italy. I heard from somebody set at an open mic recently. I don't even remember who. I do remember who. It was a friend of ours.
I heard some things about how he was apparently doing good things, and he was bringing democracy to Libya.
You can't have that now. That threatens national security, doesn't it? Right?
Only one country can do democracy. In democracy, only one country can do that. We know that, right? It's
Libya and Syria. It's like it's the Wild West. It's worse than the Wild West. Maybe I'm getting that wrong.
I don't know if they were doing communism, whatever the hell they were doing, but apparently it was working out. It was working out good, and then the CIA was like, let's go and sow some dissent, and
The way I understand it,
we've all seen
here's
it.
really what you need to know about Muammar Gaddafi.
probably-
Here's the joke,
probably
really.
I
all right?
probably shouldn't have said that.
Here's really like the whole point, right? It's like it's Libya. It's a very unstable thing. They had a dictator. Everybody recognized him as a dictator for the majority of his life. We got into a point where America elected a guy, and this wasn't his first term at this point. He was in the middle of his 8 years. Doesn't matter who the president was. Doesn't matter who the Secretary of State even was. But they made movies about Benghazi. Doesn't matter. All that doesn't matter. What matters is we stuck our nose in this, just like Reagan did with Iran-Contra, just like everybody else did with whatever other country. So it's like, that's the latest, like me being a teenager and me about to join the military, that was like the big kind of thing that everybody was tripping on. And it kind of like derailed candidacies. It made that big of a deal of national headlines. So now, moving forward, we're still looking at this. As geopolitical comedians, still have to look at this. And we still have to take an entire life of somebody and say, there has to be something positive about it, because we can't start with death. Hey, you guys want to hear this joke about death? You can't do that. So when you have somebody who's already dead, you end up doing that. It's hard to do that with people like Epstein. It's hard to do that with people like even Muammar. So it's like when Gaddafi died, you start to eventually pull out the good in him, and when you start to do that, and then it's like, well, he died. You can call it an assassination or not. He just is dead. So it's like, now look at what Libya has done. What the joke is about Libya is that we don't know anything. There is no jokes to be had, and that in itself is a fucking joke, because you can't have the Riyadh Saudi festival and then zero material to work with one of your 20 Islamic states. We're not going to just make fun of 19 of your 20 Islamic states.
I thought Andrew Schultz did a pretty good set at Riyadh. I don't know.
Yeah, I am looking forward to Jerry Seinfeld actually at the
Got a
Riyadh
lot of laughs.
Saudi festival. I really am looking forward to that. Actually, did you hear about that? He's supposed to. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yes, I think Larry David too. Like, they're not gonna like be there, but like they're responsible for some of the acts. Yeah. No, I'm just fucking with you. I don't fuck both of them. I don't know, man. No, you can't build a career off of.
Larry David is the GOAT. He's amazing.
And I think he's the Antichrist. So you're gonna get a balanced perspective here, okay? You're gonna get.
Seinfeld was a good show. Seinfeld himself, kind of an asshole in real life, but that's a whole nother topic.
And I never laughed at any of those episodes. So
separate the art from the artist. But Larry David, on the other hand, that guy is a genius.
And I think his show, it's funny and dick measuring to me that he even made that whole show. Because he wanted to, I think, prove something and be like, I'm funnier than Jerry, it seems like. But I watched of those two shows, I actually gave time to the very last season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And Curb's better.
Yeah. It's just funnier.
But he did, I feel like me saying all that at the very end, if you watch, spoiler alert, the end of Curb Your Enthusiasm, if you haven't fucking got around to it, he has the last scene is him and Jerry, and it's just them doing the same scene as the end of Seinfeld. And I didn't know that at all, but I'm with my lady and I'm with my fiance, and she tells me that's the joke here, and I'm like, oh, thanks. Oh, Shabbat Shalom, my wife, my beautiful schwitzing wife right now. Thank you so much for that. I needed to know that for this Jew comedy that I'm enjoying, that I went out of my way for a whole season to watch, and now has been ruined at the very end of it. Thank you. I didn't actually know that about Seinfeld.
You should check out Seinfeld. It's a good show.
I have. And I put it in the same tier as Friends.
I stopped watching Curb before the last season.
What's the rankings?
I have to catch up on it.
Of the four, Curb, Seinfeld, Friends, and How I Met Your Mother. What are the rankings of those? Because it seems to me like that's the entire same set of all four of those shows. That's the exact same set. You could tell they're going for New York.
Seinfeld, How I Met Your Mother, and then Friends.
And then Curb?
And then Curb is kind of... I mean, if you're gonna group it in with them, then I'd probably put that at the top.
So Curb first, then Seinfeld, then the other two.
Yeah.
I would agree, but Seinfeld would probably be at the bottom somewhere. But Curb is, probably best. And what's sad is HBO has more money than the other network companies. That's, at the end of the day, why that is the case, you know?
HBO just got bought by a certain place.
Palantir, schmalantir, national security. Put the two words together. That's all you gotta say, then you can literally do anything, even if you're not even an American.
HBO, UFC, Nickelodeon.
It's like putting two letters together. That's all you have to do, like a B and a B or something like that. You just... You know what I'm saying?
You know, there are these really cool things that are made called the Sherman antitrust laws. I'm a really big fan of those, but they seem to be ignored.
I know, right?
But basically, what an antitrust law is, if you haven't heard of it, basically it tries to stop monopolies from happening.
Yeah, and when the president has a 30 or 40 monopolies, they don't really care about those laws. Rules for thee, right?
It tries to stop, you know, everything being owned by one corporation.
A Wall Street guy's in the Oval Office for the second time, guys. What the fuck are we doing about that?
Palantir, Skynet, you know, potato, tomato, tomato, tomato.
Trump Tower, Shrump Tower. Because think about it, like that's what Letitia Jones was doing. They were saying, hey, this is a business version of a RICO. You guys are lying and manipulating and organized criming the mortgage game here in New York. And this is where the stakes are the highest, you know what I mean? Like the fucking mortgage and, you know, any mortgage, you know, on that island in Manhattan, it's not the same as anywhere else on planet Earth or United States. So they were checking that fool, and like his daughter and like whatever, Eric and Trump, Donald Jr., and like saying that all these people are like lying and raising the amount of vacancy in these towers, mainly the Manhattan ones. And when that happened, they were like, all right, well, the election's coming up and the wheels of justice kind of take a minute, you know? This ain't working fast enough. And the election came and...
Yeah.
And it seems like antitrust laws...
I mean...
And it seems like we voted for antitrust, it seems like.
They broke up Google's stock into a bunch of different pieces. Whoop-de-doo. It's still Google.
Didn't they already do that? Isn't there Google A and Google B?
Google still owns YouTube.
So now there's Google C, D, and E now?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Make Google great again? And that's how we're going to do it? Make Google great again. Holy shit.
I saw this interesting tidbit. So apparently Bill Gates, his mom, her maiden name is Maxwell.
Really?
But then I Googled, you know, is there any relation? And it says, nope, they're definitely not cousins. Which means, I don't know, maybe they're cousins. This is just a joke. Purely satire. But yeah, that's...
I think that's good. I think we can wrap it up now. I think that was some good content. That was a good time.
Read some books.
Yeah, go to your local library. Go to your local gym. And go pray at both of those churches, all right? If you're not ready for the real church. Go ahead, go.
I'll throw a book out there, Chaos by Tom O'Neill. Very good book. Gives a lot of interesting insight into the entertainment industry and just check out the book, Chaos by Tom O'Neill. You can find me on Instagram, PatrickCarpenterComedy.
Yeah, hit me up on X, GrinchComedy, at GrinchComedy. Hit me up on Instagram, GrinchMartinezComedy.
Nice.
We're going to start a Rumble. We're going to start a standalone YouTube. Standalone Rumble, standalone YouTube coming up soon. What's coming
I'm
next?
thinking probably put this up on Rumble, clip it on YouTube, clip it on Instagram, what we can put on those platforms. But full episode, you can always find it here in Rumble. Throw up the pilot episode too.
Yeah.
But yeah, been watching Talking Sweet with Pat and Pete. Thanks for watching.